The empty brush. A Zen story on letting go to receive true inspiration. The paradox of the empty brush. You hold the brush. The paper lies blank before you. Your mind races. Ideas, expectations, memories, comparisons, all clinging to your hand. And yet the brush does not move. Why? Because it is filled with everything except the present. This is the paradox of creation. You want to produce brilliance, but your mind is crowded. You want inspiration, but your brush is heavy with thought. You seek mastery, but your grip is tight with fear. What if the answer is not to add more? What if the path to true creativity requires emptiness? The arrival of the student. A young apprentice enters the master's studio at dawn. The room is quiet, almost suspended in a golden mist. The student bows. "Master," he says. "I have followed your lessons. I practiced the strokes, the rhythms, the meditations. Yet the brush feels heavy. I cannot flow as you do." The master nods, silent. He picks up a brush and sets it on the table, tip hovering above a blank sheet. "Do you see this brush?" he asks. "It is empty. And yet, it contains everything." The student frowns. "I do not understand." The master smiles softly. "Before the brush can move freely, you must empty your own hand, your own mind, your own expectations." The weight of expectation. In our modern world, we know this feeling well. We chase deadlines. We chase perfection. We chase the image of success, the applause, the recognition. And yet, the more we grasp, the heavier our creative tool becomes. We pile intention upon intention. We clutch control. We schedule inspiration. We force ideas. But the brush does not move. The master observes silently. And then he speaks. Nothing can be forced. Not beauty. Not truth. Not inspiration. Only surrendered hands create real art. The practice of emptiness. The student watches as the master dips the brush lightly in ink. No careful planning. No measuring strokes. No rigid posture. The brush hovers above the paper, suspended in space, waiting. Watch the empty brush, the master instructs. Feel its weight. Feel its freedom. Do nothing, and yet everything will happen. The student inhales. Deep. Long. He exhales. He feels tension leaving his shoulders, his neck, his mind. And slowly, without thought, his hand moves. The ink flows across the paper. A curve. A line. A dot. Simple. Effortless. Alive. The apprentice stares in disbelief. "Is this mine?" he whispers. The master replies, "It is not yours. It is what was always inside the emptiness." The secret of the empty brush. The master explains. The brush cannot hold your expectations. The canvas cannot carry your fears. The mind cannot manufacture inspiration. Creativity does not come from pushing. It comes from receiving. The empty brush is a metaphor. When your mind is clear. When your heart is patient. When your hand is light. Ideas flow through you, not from you. This is the rhythm of natural creation. This is the pulse of true artistry. And it cannot be hurried. The flow of presence. The student now understands. He no longer plans strokes in advance. He no longer judges mistakes. He no longer measures results. Instead, he becomes the brush. He becomes the paper. Breath. Motion. Ink. Silence. The flow arises naturally. Every stroke is born from emptiness. Every line a reflection of present attention. Every dot the universe contained in a single moment. The master nods silently. You are no longer creating. You are listening. Practical guidance for modern creators. Pause here for reflection. Where is your brush heavy today? In your work? In your relationships? In your own mind? What expectations are weighing it down? What judgments are smothering your flow? Let them go. For the next minute, do nothing but breathe. Empty your hands. Empty your mind. Empty your brush. Notice how the tension shifts. Notice how inspiration begins to arrive uninvited. This is the lesson of the empty brush. Creation requires space. Space for mistakes. Space for silence. Space for the unexpected. The beauty in surrender. Days pass. The apprentice practices each morning. Sometimes the ink spills. Sometimes the strokes tremble. Sometimes the page remains blank. And still, the master does not intervene. The student learns that perfection is a trap. Control is an illusion. Effort without surrender is hollow. Only by letting go does the work acquire life. The empty brush becomes a teacher. The blank page becomes a guide. The stillness of mind becomes the canvas of the soul. The transformation. Months later, the student paints a final composition. It is breathtaking. Not because it is flawless. Not because it obeys every rule. But because it breathes. Each stroke flows naturally. Each space resonates. Each imperfection carries intention without grasp. The master bows. You have learned the art of emptiness. Now, your brush moves freely. Your mind rests. Your heart creates. Your invitation. Where in your life is your brush heavy today? Where are you forcing action, ideas, or outcomes? Notice. Pause. Breathe. Create space. Empty your brush. And let life, inspiration, and creativity flow through you. You do not have to force. You do not have to push. You only need to be present, and the masterpiece will reveal itself. Closing meditation. Visualize your brush hovering above the page. The ink waits. The paper waits. The moment waits. And when your hand finally moves, it is not effort. It is surrender. It is flow. Your masterpiece has always been inside you, waiting for the empty space to appear. Breathe. Release. Receive.